welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday. Welcome to Make It Make Sense with Monique Pressley. I'm your host, Monique Pressley, and we are here every day, weekdays at noon live, vowing to you that we are going to cut down the noise, cut down the rhetoric, get rid of the bickering, and bring you information-driven, fact-driven, data-driven truth and commentary that you can rely on so that you can go forward and live better informed lives. We've covered any number of subjects in the past. Can you believe it? We're at the end of 3 weeks. I'm excited. It's like a little anniversary. And what better way to celebrate than with this announcement? Can you dig it? I am so excited that in about 45 minutes, it is going to be official. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will be nominated by President Joe Biden to become the 116th Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. There is no way that I can explain to you in words everything that means to me. What I will say is she's 51, I'm 51. She started in the public defender service. I started in the public defender service. And to see one of us just ascend to these kind of heights is amazing, completely and totally amazing, and a godsend. But what I have to do right now, because I have special guests that are coming the entire time that we're on here, I am going to bring them on so that we can talk this through. Who can join me right now, and I hope the other one will join too as soon as she's ready.
Hello, it's History Day. It's a good day to be a Black woman in America. Hey,
We did it!
I'm super hyped. I'm super hyped this morning. I'm in LA. I was up at 4 a.m. this morning. I'm hyped. I feel good. We're going to have us a Supreme Court justice named Justice Ketanji Jackson.
We have a Ketanji. A Ketanji.
I love it. You know, I tweeted this morning, as a Black girl named Joteka, I not only appreciate but love the fact that we're going to have a bold, Black, dynamic, qualified woman on the U.S. Supreme Court named Justice Ketanji.
That is,
I'm excited.
It's all amazing. And you see, I put on the most celebratory thing I could. Ms. LaTosha Brown, click request to join, please, and come on in here with us. I see all my peeps. I'm so excited, but I don't want to be remiss in giving the introductions because so the person who hopped on here, you guys have no idea how much credit she truly deserves for what we are experiencing in celebration today. Yes, guys, send up those hearts. Hashtag win with Black women. Hashtag Black Women United. This is the convener of Black Women United, Miss Joteka Edie. And if y'all don't know, now you know. I have watched her go from 3.5 of us in a room to being on OWN Network. Come on, Joteka. I'm just saying, when God is in it, when God is in it, and this is
When God is in it.
a woman who listened to the urging of the Spirit of the living God and reached out to people who were in her circle because God had placed everybody she needed right there in her hands. And when she gets on the phone, we come together, and we've been coming together until there was a Black woman vice president, and now we coming together until there's a Black woman Supreme Court justice, and
I'm ready.
Together. I see Yodi Tuwelde is on here. Request to join, please. Yodi Tuwelde, I'm ready for you. I'm ready. So just tell us from the beginnings of 2 years ago to where we are now, what is that journey and what are you feeling today?
First of all, I feel I can't explain how I feel because it's just a sense of joy. I'm on the West Coast. I woke up, I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up this morning, 4 a.m. I prayed. I've been thinking about my grandmother's hands for the last few days. I've been thinking about her hands, and I think about my grandmother my grandmother never stepped foot in a law school. My grandmother never went to anybody's college. But let me tell you about those hands. Those hands have done so much. Those hands have cleaned other people's houses. Those hands has worked in fields. But most importantly, my grandmother's hands, like so many of our other grandmothers out there, they clasped together and prayed. They prayed for moments like this. And so I've been thinking about women like my grandmother. I've been thinking about great legal scholars like Pauli, oh my goodness, Pauli Murray. I've been thinking about Lonnie Guinier. I've been thinking about, Charles Ogletree. I've been thinking about, Constance Baker Motley. I've been just thinking about just this moment that it has been so many years and years of work, of sacrifice, of being overlooked, of people pushing through that made this moment possible. So many who have no longer with us who made this moment possible. So I'm just in a place of joy today. I am just, when I look at the stellar record of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, I have a sense of pride as a Black woman because of the excellence of who she is, the woman that she is, just the legal mind that she is, the character and the lived experience that she will bring to the U.S. Supreme Court for a lifetime. There is just an overwhelming sense of pride and joy. And I'm also motivated because I know we have work to do. We have work to do as Black women. We have work to do. So I'm ready to work, but let me tell you, we are not going to skip over the joy in this moment. We cannot forget the joy in this moment. And that's what's on my mind. I have joy in my heart right now. But I know that we have work to do in the days and the weeks ahead, as Win with Black women, as Black women in organizations that are allied to Win with Black women, as a people, as a nation, because it is going to take all of us to send a resounding message that we stand firmly calling for the full confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown so that the Supreme Court can be a reflection of America.
Yes, and I would like to talk to you because you are an organizer amongst organizers, and you know how to get it done, and you know how to do messaging. And some people don't understand how important it is, all the more now that there is a name and there is a woman that she is immediately a target. They don't know what to do with her because she's Harvard undergrad and Harvard Law and Federal Public Defender Service and, Court of Appeals judge and already been through the process. They don't really know what to say other than, I'm not even going to repeat what they're trying to say right now because they're stretching, they're reaching, but we need to be united. Tell us some ways that we can do that.
Well, first of all, the most important thing you can do right now is to elevate this moment, this historic moment. I think we also have to give President Biden and Vice President Harris their due respect. This is a president who said very clearly and very boldly his intention to correct what has long been, I believe, an absent on the U.S. Supreme Court. Yes. For 233 years, the Supreme Court of the United States have been void of the lived experience of a Black woman. And President Biden and Vice President Harris, what they have done with this nomination is yet again usher in a historic moment in which a woman, in this case, a Black woman, will go to a place that has long been blocked by a cement ceiling. And today, that cement ceiling is shattered into a million pieces. So we have to acknowledge and we have to uplift and applaud President Biden and Vice President Harris for what they have done in this moment. We also have to make sure that the world understands and knows who Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is. Not only who she is as a jurist, not only who she is as a woman with impeccable legal credentials that she will bring to the court, but who she is as a person.
Yes.
She is, a Black woman who was born in Washington, D.C. and grew up in Miami. She was, and is the daughter of public school teachers. She's someone who, like so many of us that's probably watching this, was told by her guidance counselor not to set her expectations too high when she said she wanted to go to Harvard. But today, she is being confirmed to the United States Supreme Court. We have that lived experience. We know that experience, and she will take that to the U.S. Supreme Court. The third thing that we have to do is make sure that we are sharing with everyone we know that they should call their U.S. senator, because we have to understand the process here. This process is that this nominee, Judge Jackson, will go before the United States Senate. She will go before the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, and she will have hearings, and we are calling for the fair hearings, void of the sexism and racism that often happens towards Black women in these processes. And we also are calling for the United States Senate to vote her and to confirm her. And that is going to be our work. We're going to have to make sure that we are calling our senators and saying that we want to see this happen. And we want to see this happen very quickly. We don't want the process dragged out. And we saw in the last confirmation with Justice Amy Coney Barrett that it's possible to do this in 38 days.
Yeah, they can move when they
We can do it in 38 days. So there's no real excuse. I believe, in the days and weeks to come, it's going to be important that the United States senator, every senator, let's not just focus on, Democratic senators, but all senators, because she is deserving of a bipartisan confirmation before the U.S. Senate. And I must also add that she has been voted by the United States Senate for other, appointments to the federal bench 3 times with bipartisan support. So I am hopeful to see bipartisan support again here.
Yes, and she was just, confirmed a year ago. And
yes.
The DC Court of Appeals, really, it's the creme de la creme. It's there, and then you're not going nowhere else except the Supreme Court. So for her to do that, but the thing that I was sharing, I was texting back and forth with Ben and with Roland this morning, and we were just shouting and screaming and shouting and screaming. And the thing that touched my heart is people don't realize how rare it is for a public defender to make it to the Supreme Court. It is hard enough, obviously, for a Black woman, but for a Black woman whose roots start at the Federal Public Defender Service, and she could have gone anywhere, and she could have done anything. So for those on here, I see some people who are saying, but what is her record, and what are her cases, and what is her this? She started out making a conscious decision as a Harvard law grad to go into the least paying job possible for the most trial experience, helping indigent people, helping people that not afford lawyers of their own. That's what she did before she went on and clerked, and the rest truly is history. But to me, that says everything that you need to know about what is in the spirit of this woman as an attorney. And I know it full well, because when she graduated from Harvard University, I that same year graduated from Howard and went to the DC Public Defender Service, because to me, there was no greater service and there was no greater way to get my chops as a trial attorney than being in there day after day. So she's going to have cases in front of her that are going to be deciding things about indigents, deciding things about people of color, deciding things about people who are impoverished, and she will have served that community. And that matters.
And she also, and it's important to add, you know, in addition to her service with the Federal Public Defender Service, you know, she is a former clerk of Justice Breyer, who she will be replacing. And so she has, you know, she has spent time in the U.S. Supreme Court. She understands that court. She has an impeccable record. And what is going to be important, and I know what's going to happen in the days and the weeks ahead, is that we're going to see more about her impeccable record, which shows her qualifications to serve on this court. And that's going to be important. But it is also going to be important that that process is fair. And that it is a fair process, and it is not a process that is fueled with just the salacious, sexist dog whistle politics that we often see happen in such processes as it relates to Black women. I mean, we saw very similar attacks on Justice Sonia Sotomayor. And so while we may expect it to come, we will be ready for it. But it's very hard to overshadow this impeccable record.
Yes, it is. Well, we have our marching orders, and I know you probably are going to end up having conversation after conversation and TV appearance after TV appearance. I think you just did one. Was it last night on BNC, or was it night before?
Yes, I'm getting ready to go on there again today. So,
well, represent us well. Represent us well. We are so excited for everything that you are doing, and thank you so much for your time. I am going to let you go and then recognize C.K. Hoffler, Madam President herself.
CK! Oh my goodness. Can I say hi to CK? Where is she at? Hey, CK! I love it. You know, girl, you got like a rolling thing going with just some amazing bad sisters. Love myself some CK Hoffler. Well, you know, I'll go into a courtroom with CK Hoffler any day.
Amen. Amen. Yes. She's on my if it's one phone call list. She is on
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right, sis. Thank you for everything that you do. And tonight, I just do want to share that the collective of Black women organizations, the Black women leaders collective, will be hosting a national organizing call tonight for Black women across the nation. You can register at bit.ly/Black SCOTUS, and we can get more information out. And then there will also be a Twitter space conversation organized by Win with Black Women today at 5 p.m. To just join in on the conversation. It'll be sisters just celebrating and talking about this moment and what's next.
Okay, guys, you heard it. We're going to get our marching orders at 5 o'clock and tonight. So everybody get in where you fit in. We're going to do everything we can. My sister, thank you, Joteka. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So guys, next we are going to be joined by the immediate past president of the National Bar Association. I'm going to try to get her in. If Joteka click off, I think, and then she can go. And
yes.
Then in. There she is.
Oh, Monique, let me tell you, two of my favorite women in the world. I love you, of course. I revere you. You are all of that. Trial lawyer, mother, extraordinary leader, media influencer. I mean, I could go on and on and on, Monique, about all the things that you do. And Joteka Edie, she is the brass of all that is great and wonderful and all that we are doing as Black women. So let me just tell you, thank you for that moment of just seeing her. Thank you for having me on. When I say this is a moment in time in history, it's not just history because we have an incredible woman who is being nominated, an incredible jurist, an incredible just judge, someone who has a perspective that we have not seen since the great Justice Thurgood Marshall sat on the U.S. Supreme Court.
That's right.
But the work that Black women in this space are doing, in large part being led by Joteka Edie, Win with Black Women, and all of those involved in that effort, the coordination. You know, we have people like Yolanda Caraway, we have people like, Donna Brazile, We have, you know, the
Mignon.
Mignon Moore,
Yes.
Mignon Moore, the remarkable Mignon Moore, the remarkable men, the women who have always been in the Democratic Party and have always made sure that our interests were being protected, preserved, and forwarded.
Yes.
And so at this time in history, you know, Monique, it's not just that we're experiencing this, but it's the solidarity, the mobilization, the political influence, the social media blitz, that God is giving us at this time. And I am so delighted to be part of it. And thank you for giving us this forum. It really, really is wonderful.
The thing is, people are figuring out as the queen, Yodi Tuwelde, as well. And isn't it crazy? Yo, I think CK, has it even been a week ago that we were
a week
on
ago, right. And I have to tell you, and I don't know, technology, the storm, everything was happening in Atlanta. I was so disappointed I wasn't able to come because, you know, I was burning inside, but I think we did talk about it before on your show. But can I just say, when they say in the introduction, the lead up to the show, the world's greatest lawyer, as someone who has led 68,000 lawyers, I say, you're right. She is the world's greatest lawyer on all levels. But I would add, and in the world, and it's important for it to be international because it's not just the world's greatest lawyer in DC, the world's greatest lawyer in Florida, the world's greatest lawyer in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. No, the world's greatest lawyer, period, because of what you bring every day to that dialogue. So I'm just, you know, I'm in heaven now. I mean,
so please, listen, we are completely in our feelings. And Yodi, remember this dress? Remember, I put on the sparkly.
I remember. I remember.
That I could find. But guys, if you don't know her, you know her. We're joined by host of Making the Case, Yodi Tuwelde. It's on BNC Nightly, 9 p.m. Eastern. But she's CK and my sister friend. And if you can't tell, we are in a mutual respect and love.
Absolutely.
On here today. And Yodi, we've just been talking about what this moment means to the Black woman lawyer. I talked to Jotake about what it means globally for Black women and the hard work we've been doing. But right now, this threesome on here, we've been through the trenches, through the law school, through the trials, through the tribulations of the trials. First, just give me your thoughts about where are we? What is this?
You know, let me just say that the White House wanted a Black news network to break the news. So we had an insider looking out.
Yeah.
So of course that makes me proud. And of course that person was Black. And so they wanted to look out. And this is just, I think, something that belongs to us right now, this moment, right? I just remember, you know, walking into a courtroom, especially when it came to the juvenile department, when I was prosecuting in that division, and having these young Black and brown kids look at me and didn't even realize I was a prosecutor, assumed I was someone's assistant or someone's clerk, or, you know, and when I announced myself, I mean, I looked at their faces just waiting for that expression, you know, because I knew it was coming. And so when I think about those moments, I can't imagine what they're going to, now the kids of our youth today are going to say when they see this woman with locks, right? Beautiful chocolate skin.
I just want to interrupt 1 second, and in case she leaves, I see the Queen Yolanda Cash Jackson in the comments.
I see that too.
God bless you, ma'am. We love you. We
all love.
Thank you for everything you do.
And she's incredible. Let me just say one thing about Yolanda, since we just have to pause there.
Yes, please.
In the state of Florida, to me, the most powerful and talented lobbyist, not the most powerful and talented anything else, the most powerful and talented lobbyist and political influencer is Yolanda Cash Jackson. Period. End of discussion.
That's
bad to the bone, exceptional, extraordinary.
That's
extraordinary.
That's
just
right.
have to just throw that.
Everybody's getting their flowers today. Go ahead, Yodi.
Everybody. No, what this symbolizes, and it's more than just a symbolic gesture, but that's where I go to first. It's seeing us in these spaces that we should have been a long time ago. This is just a very proud moment. And when people say, well, do you think that this is the best choice Biden could have made? Hands down, yes. Any of the three that he was considering.
Yes.
We're not even
Yes.
going to about their credentials, y'all, because they are that. Okay, they have the traditional, the non-traditional experience that we've never seen in our Supreme Court justices before. And so what I love about Ketanji, though, is that she was a former federal public defender.
Yep.
We don't do that ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, this
And
process,
I want to dig in there for a second. Because I was talking to Joteka about that. I think you were in and out. Hi there, Rachel. We love you and all that you do. God, I see. Come on, Black women. But we were talking about that, and I was trying to explain for our viewers how it's not just unheard of for the Supreme Court, but when I was coming along, which Ketanji and I are the exact same age, when I was coming along, it was known that the defense bar, period, was going to have a harder time getting on the bench. Prosecutors were shoo-ins. They were always picked. And then came the defense bar. So defense bar and then public defender defense bar. And slowly over time, that has changed. But it has been an uphill battle. And CK, if you want to weigh in about that, because I see Yodi just slipped out for a second.
Well, absolutely. And let me just say this. I'd love to be able to claim that I'm the same age as you, Monique and Yodi, but the reality is the reality.
Yodi is a child.
Right. Oh, shit, yeah, okay. But I'd love to be able to, I tell people I'm 37, whatever. But the reality is, if I've been practicing for 35 years, there's an impossibility with me being 37. But without a question, Monique, you said it right. That even though I say that, so you are exactly right. You're exactly right. There has been a progression, but never in my lifetime did I think I would see this, because of the trajectory for people to get to the U.S. Supreme Court. But she checks all the boxes on so many levels. But what she does really for us, for people who are progressive, for people of color, for young girls, is she checks that important box for us. We see ourselves on the highest court of the nation. It makes such a difference to see yourself. And it's not just that. She's bad to the bone. She will reach across the aisle. She's a leader. She's not going to be afraid to put this one and that one in check. Hello. We need that voice, that presence on the U.S. Supreme Court. We haven't had that kind of voice since the late, great, unbelievably talented, exceptional, extraordinary Howard University grad, Thurgood Marshall, was on the U.S. Supreme Court. So it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it warms my heart because, I have discussions. I have two boys, as Monique, you know this, and I never talk about my personal life typically. So, but the conversations I've been having with them lately have been things like, well, Dante Wright could have been you.
Yeah.
Let's not get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Floyd could have been you. All of these examples. And so what do? Let's talk about what Dante Wright did. Let's talk about what you're going to do, because my boys have been stopped just because they were driving my vehicle. I know what that feels like. I sit in the shoes of that mother, waiting, heart palpitating, all of that. And so finally I can have a discussion. I can really have a discussion about what it means to have this unbelievably qualified, talented African-American woman whose perspective reflects what we had always hoped and prayed that was reflected, because we done been through the Clarence Thomas. We don't need to let's not even waste breath on that. But so we needed to have, sometimes I just drop something, when we're on your show, I don't know that I can drop things like that, But
You
here, I
can't.
just want to. Okay. Well, I just want to
I
drop
get
that
in
out there.
trouble at least once per appearance on your
Monique
show.
curses. Monique curses.
Oh, but she's a woman after my own heart.
Me,
Couple times, you just want to say,
minutia,
right? Well, because the
barely a
experience.
curse word.
Well,
You know
there's
what I
that.
say? Badassery. And I'm going to say it again today because what we are
Can't not
doing
say
today.
ass. And I'm like, you know what? Have at it. Go ahead, Monique. So,
Well, but let me just say, when I say things like, I said, that's bullshiggity.
Yes.
I said, that's some bullshiggity.
Yes.
Right. And I said it just like that. And it took a moment because there were a lot of people who were on the panel, and we said, bullshiggity, yes. And I said, yes, bullshiggity.
It took them a while to catch it.
Right.
But
And
okay.
so no, this is a great, so to answer your question, Monique, it means so much. There's a transformation that's happened, but we can't stop here. What I want the message to be, let's not get excited about one. So we have coalesced and we've got to get her over the hump. We can't trust any forces. So what Joteka, when I say the word Joteka, I just illuminate because she's so amazing. What Joteka, Win with Black Women, the Black Women's, all the conferences and the groups are doing and have been doing. We need to intensify that because she's not over. We now need to say, okay, we got our nominee. We know that she had some support, but see, people will flip that script really quickly and we'll be looking at something different. So we have to be very, very vigilant and diligent that and promoting her and calling our senators and making sure that she gets over the hump. That's number one. And number two, we have to embrace the notion that we don't just need to only look at one Black woman to be on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yes, that's right. No, and I'll say again what I said last time when we were talking to Yodi. And Yodi, you guys, she's got a show tonight, and she's got things to do. So we thank her that she joined in, and of course she's welcome here anytime. But tonight you can see me on her show at 9 p.m. Eastern on Making the Case on BNC, and we will be continuing the conversation there. But you are so right. CK, because
and Monique, I'm going to be on too. I'm going to be on too.
CK, yes, so we are on. You can get this triumvirate again tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. But CK, what you said is so important. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was asked some years ago, like, when would there be enough? How many women would there have to be on the Supreme Court for there to be enough? And she said, when there are 9. She said,
yes.
When there are 9. And
absolutely,
I agree. If we are truly over the hump, if we're not, okay, and she says, put me back in, coach. Okay, so here she is. We're going to get you
and you know, buddy, I'm going to have to leave soon. But I love it. I love it. Love it.
We're going to give you some parting words.
When there are 9. No, I heard it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg said it, when there are 9. I agree wholeheartedly. That is the day. This is what we talked about this, Monique. Just because we get 1 doesn't mean that we stop.
Right.
Nope.
Because we've been conditioned to believe that there's only space for 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've been conditioned to believe that because we've been in the position, where we were that 1 or 2 and had to fight. But this is what I say. It's going to be incredibly important for us to continue to mobilize to support her when she gets in. I'm claiming the victory. We're not going back. When she is on the court, we have to support her. Let me tell you, yesterday, I'm actually here in Florida today. I'm in West Palm Beach because I was the keynote speaker for the inauguration of a new bar association called the Palm Beach County Cherie Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association.
Ooh.
In Atlanta, we have GABWA. Now in Palm Beach, we have a bar association that is named, or a Black Women Lawyers Association, named after a judge, Cherie Davis Cunningham, bad to the bone, exceptional. She just retired and has been breaking down barriers forever. This group, because at some point, you have to be able to mobilize in your groups respectively to bring about progress and change, and you can't stop. We can't stop because otherwise our voices will be muted. Our voices are muted every single day. They tried to mute. Do we need to go in this direction? You all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to have to run, but I wanted to
Thank you,
say,
CK, Madam President for life. Thank
Y'all
you, thank you.
are
Thank you. Hold on for a minute, Yodit. I want you to
okay.
transition with me, but thank you so much for joining,
okay.
CK, and you are welcome here and Make It Make Sense any single time.
Oh,
And
look, just
if you're
call
not
me.
following CK, please do, because she's the truth, and we all know that, but
Yep.
y'all know now.
I have her on
Okay.
weekly if she's the truth. So see
Well,
you soon.
look, I will see you all later. And let's remember, because since we have our international best lawyer in the world, whole wide world, that would
Yeah.
be Yodit, the whole wide world, because we have to speak so that everybody understands it's not the world, the whole wide world. Then I'm going to leave you with a whole wide world expression that you all know. A luta continua.
Yeah.
Vittoria es certa. The struggle continues, but victory is certain. All right, I'm done. I gotta go. Gotta
Woo!
run. All right.
Mine
I
Bye,
just
was
wanted.
in
I just
writing.
wanted. Okay. Bye
bye,
bye. Love
CK.
you
Thank
all.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Love
Bye
you.
bye.
Madame, any closing thoughts?
Any closing thoughts besides actually plugging our fire ass segment that we're gonna have?
Which I already did when you
You did?
dropped
Okay.
off. I just went ahead
Of
and
course
told
you
you.
did.
But
Of
tell them
course.
again. Tell them again.
So tonight on BNC, Making the Case, my show, Monique Pressley, CK Hoffler. We've got Paul Henderson. We've got April Rain. Because, of course, they had Sister SCOTUS. They've been pushing for this for a very long time. And to see this actually happen, we couldn't have this conversation without all of them. So, and we've talked about this a number of times. And so, yeah, we're going to have a continuation of this Make It Make Sense tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Closing remarks. I mean, I heard you say it is a great day to be a Black woman. It is a great day every day, right? There's never not a day I'm not proud to walk around in this body, in this skin, but especially today. And I really hope that parents talk to their children and make them aware of this moment too, because this is not to be missed. This is not to be overlooked as just some headline today and move on. This is a very big deal, a very big deal. And while it may not change the ideological makeup of the jury yet, Ketanji is just 51. She is going to be a Supreme Court justice for a very long time and is going to have
Long time.
influence. This is a lifetime appointment. It's going to have a lot to do with how this country, where it's headed, in what direction. And so, and pulling others up, right? Because when she wins, Monique, what did you say? We all win. My dog just can't ever let me live. But
He
anyway,
can hear me. He's just showing out.
he's excited too. He's barking. But yeah, I just think that this is a moment that cannot. Everybody should be talking about this. Yeah, and we should.
And for me, it's you know, and I went ahead. I was so glad Joe Taka said we're going to take this moment and celebrate. That was in my spirit too. We know that there are super heavy things going on around the world. Before this announcement came, I was going to spend my week review today talking about Ukraine, talking about the people of Ukraine, talking about other that are going on, and I'm still going to do that. If I have to come back on Monday, and I will. But it was important to me because this moment in time. We need to put a rock here. We need to build a memorial for this moment, because this is something that never came before. She's not what is the vice president always say? The first, but she's not the last. But to your point about kids, I texted mine as soon as it happened. And the thing is, they know it's a big deal, but it's not the same kind of big deal it is for us. It's not the same. They don't know a life without a Black president.
Yeah.
They don't know a life
Lucky them, right?
Vice president. And now they don't know a life without a Black woman on the Supreme Court. These are
That's
just
so
things.
powerful.
Yes.
That is powerful though, right?
Yes.
But they also need to understand that they may actually live to see way more.
Yes.
You know, we're so used to
We couldn't hear you because your phone was ringing.
No, I that is so powerful because you're right. We grew up seeing these positions not be or continue to be filled by white males, especially the legal field, and to have the youth grow up in a world where they see, you know, Barack Obama and the first lady being a black Michelle Obama, and now seeing this, that you can only go up from here. You can only go up, right?
Yes. Yes. But it also, to a certain extent, it explains, though, why we're getting all of this pushback. It explains the rise in the seemingly strengthening faction of white supremacy. It explains the concern about those in power in losing their power, as if there's not enough room. As First Lady Obama would say, better make room. And so I am thankful for people like President Joe Biden, who has been a part of the institution forever, ever, but still used his moment to make room. I mean, that's just critically important.
I want to talk about that too. Do you think that, yeah, of course, it's keeping the promise he made when he was a candidate, but, you know, and I don't like to get into politics a whole lot, but do you think that this is what we needed as a base, as Democrats, to reinvigorate before, you know, these elections coming up? Because it wasn't looking too good, you know?
Well, I mean, and it still isn't. We have to get out there and fight for every single vote, because see, and you know, I love the politics of it, but the fact of the matter is people easily adjusted to the fact that we returned to normalcy. And then we went right back to criticizing and picking every single thing because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. We're still just trying to work our way out. We're still trying to overcome and come back. So the strides that have been made by this administration are monumental, but people are still in the hurt. You know, we're recoiling, we're traumatized. This PTSD is everything going on. So I do hope that him keeping this promise and her being stellar and all of what this means just solidifies for sure the Black women. We are always here, but I'm glad that he act like he know we always here. So that does matter, but yeah, we need every last vote. I will be out on the streets. Oh, I'm gonna hit the streets.
I'm voting today. Early voting last day in Texas. Listen, everybody's on the ballot from AG. Lee Merritt running for AG, that is. Congress are up for grabs right now. It's just super important for us to really get involved. And this dog has, if you see me walking around with this phone, it's because he's literally getting into stuff. Like I can't. Like I can't, Monique.
Behave, Miles.
Listen, he's doing the most right now. But I cannot wait to see you tonight. Please bring, as usual, the heat that you always do bring. And your perspective is just always so necessary. When we were talking about who we can have this conversation with, you were absolutely hands down the first person that we mentioned. Monique, of course, CK, because one, we're Black females, right? And we're lawyers. So this means that much more to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what it was like. We still do in this profession. So I love you. I will see you tonight.
Love you too. Tonight, happy prep day. We'll be ready. CK and I will be ready for you.
Please, no tech issues. Please. God. All right.
Hello, Queens.
Hey!
How are you all doing? What? This is a bonus. Yodi, I look forward to talking with you soon, Queen. I know my schedule's been crazy, but I'm looking forward to coming to break it down.
Love you guys.
Bye, Yodit.
Bye.
What a historic day, ladies.
Guys, put some hearts on the screen. He is no stranger to Make It Make Sense. I think this is his third appearance in 3 weeks. God bless him. But today, Attorney Benjamin Crump, civil rights attorney, listen, we did the thing. We did it.
Historic. The ancestors are looking down and they are smiling. I keep thinking of Constant Baker Motley, who was the sister who Thurgood Marshall would always say, Not only is she the best looking amongst us, but she is the most intelligent. It is high time we have a black woman on the highest court in the land.
It certainly is. And I want to can you tell us, because you did something that I thought was bold and departure for you, in that you penned an op-ed just days ago talking about one, that you were throwing the full weight of your support, and you got a country and a world behind you, behind Ketanji Brown Jackson. And you talked about why, as a civil rights attorney, it was important that it be her. Can you just share a little bit of what your thoughts were about that?
Absolutely, Monique. I thought she had impeccable credentials. I believe in my heart she was the most qualified of everybody in the group, hands down. But I knew the personal side of her as well. We taught at Harvard trial law seminar for 2 or 3 years, and I saw she interacted with people, especially the black law students who were the future generations, and I got to know her. She was a public defender. Think about that now, Monique. When you graduate from Harvard Law School, you can go anywhere. I mean,
Anyway.
every
Hi there, Tiffany Crutcher. God bless you. It was your
yeah,
phone ringing, baby.
I'm sorry. She went to work in the public defender's office and represent people who have been accused, who she, came up with saying, I want to go to law school to help people who are marginalized, who are always given trumped up charges. So that was her journey to the Supreme Court. And it's the first time that's ever been done in history, on top of her being the first African American. And the last thing I would say is, she has children, and her and I would talk about Trayvon Martin. We would talk about Michael Brown, all these cases. So I know her heart is there, and we're going to have somebody who looks out for black children when she's on the bench.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I really believe that we are about to get now what we were supposed to get when Justice Thomas was appointed. As I told you earlier today, this now is the continuation of the legacy and the spirit of my fellow law school graduate, Thurgood Marshall.
Absolutely. And I think, honestly, she is the person who's going to, not only from a passionate standpoint, but an intellectual standpoint, because she's brilliant like you, Monique. She's going to dabble with them on fine details on the civil rights of marginalized people. I cannot wait for her and Sonia Sotomayor to tag team the people on the right and say, no, not on our watch. We're going to set the record straight. Now, we may not have the straight. So I am so excited, because Ketanji reminds me a lot of you, Monique, in the sense that y'all have the experience, the brilliance, and y'all have the passion to go out and fight for what is right.
Well, I am excited. As I said, we're both 51 years old, and it was never ever my aspiration to be on the bench, because I feel like I would be bored. But she always dreamed of it, and now she's on the highest one of the land. I just want to quickly ask you, because some people don't know why this matters. Why is the Supreme Court so important for regular, everyday folks? What depends on it?
The Supreme Court sets the supreme law of the land, whether it's police brutality issues, whether it's qualified immunity, whether it's abortion rights, whether it's gay rights, whether it's affirmative action rights, whether it's voting rights. The Supreme Court is the Supreme Court because they set the supreme law of the land. Everybody, all the Article 3 judges, all your state judges, all your circuit judges, everybody has to follow the direction of that Supreme Court. And so it matters, especially to people like you and I. Think about the voting rights that we're fighting. If the Supreme Court If we had the votes, we could just squash that right there. But that's why elections matter. And I would say this in conclusion. One of the reasons I wrote that op-ed is because we always have to also uplift black women who are doing the right thing. You know, she was taking a lot of errors that I thought were unnecessary and unfair. And my grandmother taught me to speak truth to power. And that's what I did. When you get the opportunity to speak truth to power, Monique Pressley, my grandmother said, you do it.
Yeah, well, amen. And that's really what you've set that example for me in so many different ways. And I say every time you come on, you know, you walk me in rooms I couldn't have gone in by myself. I've ended up in places and in positions doing things that really have even led to me being in this very moment. So I am grateful. I appreciate you. And I'm thankful for all of the ways that we get to collaborate and do work together, because you were on the front lines. And now you're sharing yourself with us and with this platform. And I'm truly, truly grateful for that. And thank you even today, once again, that you shared time with us while you, I know, are getting ready to go on and do fancy, fancy things for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Well, keep making it plain for us, Monique Pressley. You are so necessary.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you too. God bless.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. It's been a whirlwind today. Thank you for hanging with me. If you missed some part of today's show, I will be posting it in its entirety shortly. Just a little bit later, it'll be in my Instagram feed, and it'll be available on Facebook. Facebook.com/I am Monique Pressley is my public page. And then just in a few days, all of it will start being on my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/Monique Pressley. So please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me here. Set your alerts for when we're going active at noon live every day, because just like you saw the guests today, we pulled them out of everywhere. And when I tell you I try to bring you the best in every possible field, that is what we will continue to do here while we make it make sense. It really is time to just dial away all of the noise and the mess and the rhetoric. We're not doing any of that here. We're bringing you the facts. We're bringing you the truth. And I'm bringing you, if it's commentary that is based on facts and data from people who know what they're talking about. And I want to say, before I for real close, there's a young man in here who just is in law school. I think he's a 1L. I can't remember what your name is, but I did screenshot it. And I will make sure, because you shot your shot. I know that Attorney Crump did not see it, but I saw you. So I will make sure that he gets that information, and you send me an email of yours in my DMs, and we will put you guys together, because it takes boldness to do it. And if you get seen, then what we are about is making sure that we pay it forward, because Lord knows a million somebodies did that for me. Okay? So if you enjoyed what you saw today and you'd like to support this work, please do. In my link tree, in my bio, there are all kinds of ways you can support. You can support us on Cash App. It's $MoPress. You can support us on Business PayPal. You can join Patreon and be a regular subscriber, because while it is free to you, it's not free to us. We have a team, our baby fledgling team, but we are doing everything, and we're trying to do it with the spirit of excellence so that we can all grow together. I am getting off right now because the President of the United States is about to come on and bring on the first Black woman nominee for the Supreme Court. God bless you, Yolanda Cash Jackson. God bless you. I saw my cousin Nikki in here. I saw a million people I know in here. I love all of y'all. Thank you for supporting. And Yolanda Cash Jackson, I'll be calling. Look for my producer to be reaching out. We need you. We need to know what you know. God bless everybody. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Please turn on your news and watch this official announcement so we can all take part in history together. Happy Friday.